G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United X-Men gameplay video for you. Been a couple of days, about a week or so since I've done another one of these. So yeah, had a bit of a stomach bug go through the family, so I've been out of action for a little while. But also just got a new table as well delivered today. So so I've sort of changed out the location here. But I've had a few requests from people in the comments and things for some different elements and that sort of thing. And I'm not sure if I'm able to sort of cater for everyone here, but I'm sort of trying my best with a bit of a mishmash. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting game with some interesting characters. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. It should be a fun one though, pretty chaotic. I'm not sure how well all these different elements are going to go together, but we'll see. This is I guess the beauty of showing off some of the different sort of disparate elements of all the different stuff that come with the this wave of stuff. So if you have a look here, we have our hero team. I had someone asking to see something from the Apocalypse set. So I think Age of Apocalypse. So and they said, oh, you know, even Apocalypse as a good guy would be interesting. So we've got Apocalypse here. So he's going to be one of the team members. Although looking at some of his cards, he's not necessarily a great team member, but we'll see how we go. Then we've also got another really interesting character. Someone mentioned this guy. I'm not sure if they wanted to see him as a good guy or not, but that's how I've decided to roll today. So this is Legion. Who, if you saw my unboxing video, I thought maybe was that dude from the Slim Jim commercial, or maybe you kind of looks like a bit like a Jim Carrey sort of character. But yeah, he's an interesting one. So his cards certainly seem pretty chaotic. So I think he's going to definitely add to this chaotic mix as well. And then I think he's in the promos box, the big Kickstarter extra characters box. In fact, as much as I said, oh, this is going to show off a range of the different things in the expansion or in this wave of stuff, I think really a lot of it's in that big Kickstarter promo pack. So this is another one. I think her name is Gwenpool. So I think she's some sort of obviously some sort of riff on Deadpool, and I don't know, has she got something to do with Gwen Stacy and Deadpool? I don't know, but I'm sure you guys can tell me in the comments. You're probably saying, what are you doing? Do you know anything about this? And the answer is not really, not a lot. And the bad guy, so someone else in the comments also suggested they wanted to see Mojo as one of the characters they listed off as well. And the only way you can use Mojo is as a bad guy. And I figured, well, this allows me to sort of use Mojo. I can use Apocalypse and Legion as well. And then I just chucked in Gwenpool because this mix seemed like it was going to be pretty chaotic. So I thought, oh, why not chuck her into the mix as well. And she isn't actually from that Deadpool expansion. She's from the Kickstarter promos box. So we'll see how we go with her. Now I've left some of the setup unfinished here because I wanted to show you this. So this is Mojo's, I guess, villain dashboard, I think they call it. And if we just turn around to the back side here, special setup, it says heroes can choose Mojoverse as the villain starting location. So interestingly, it seems like you can use Mojo as your villain and not use this special setup here, this first part at least. I'm not sure if you follow through with the rest of this stuff if you don't choose this. So it says heroes can choose Mojoverse to be the villain starting location. If they do, Mojo's health is decreased by 2. Okay, then it says place 1 random hostage token face down in each location. So I'm sort of reading this as, regardless of whether you choose to make Mojoverse the villain starting location, you still always place out a hostage, and you always place the now place the tracker on 5 space of the rating track. I assume you always do this because this sort of reads like no matter what you do here, because this is just if they do. So this seems like the only thing that's affected by whether or not you choose this or not. But the rest of the stuff you would always do. And then if you flip over to the back here, it does have a space for 0, but I'm imagining there's a way you can move this back so you can get into this zone here, and this 5 space is highlighted, so maybe you are always supposed to start here. And then of course these hostages are referred to in the special rules for Mojo as well. So I think you always do these 2 things, and depending on whether you choose Mojoverse as your starting villain location, you can increase or decrease Mojo's health there. So, and of course there's always the little supervillain extra sort of tokens you get for playing in that mode as well. So I figure, you know, why not? Let's see how we go. So let's use all of this. So let's make sure Mojo's in his Mojoverse spot as his starting location, which we've done. And I don't know, I imagine there's some cards in his deck or something that mean that makes it a bit harder for us to beat him if he's starting in Mojoverse. I'm not sure. But let's keep having a look at this while we've got it nice and close to the screen, or to the camera at least. Mojo can't take it. So here are his specials. He can't take any damage as long as any hostages remain. Now, this doesn't say anything else about the mission track or anything like this. So I imagine all this stuff still applies. So I imagine he also can't take any damage until we've done the first 2 missions. And I believe we still use these missions. So we've got to take 2 missions out before we can start damaging, but we also have to clear all the hostages, I think. I could be wrong with this, but I think this is also like an additional thing we have to do. So we've got to take out 2 missions and clear the hostages. Hostages can be saved by performing a heroic action in their location, as long as there are no civilians or thugs there. So the civilians, the hostages, I guess, are a bit like a civilian in that you need to clear them with the heroics. They're just like another civilian, but they also have to be the only thing there for you to be able to rescue them. And that's these tokens here. So there's a stack of those. Okay. Then it says the hero gains the action token indicated on the hostage token. So on the back of each of these, there are different action tokens. Hopefully, am I getting my hand in the way there? Hopefully you can see that. So you got punches and punches and movement and all that sort of stuff as well. So they're all sort of randomized on there. So they're a bit tricky to take out. You must take them out though. They're sort of a prerequisite for the campaign, or for the mission, but you also do get a little benefit for going to the trouble of rescuing them. So they just then act as an action token, or you gain an action token from them. Once per turn, the hero may forfeit 1 action to decrease the ratings track by 1. So yeah, that's how we get this going back up again from these danger zones. So we're going to have our actions played out on our cards. So depending on how many actions are available to us on our cards, if we choose to sort of forfeit one of those, we're going to be able to sort of manipulate this track. Now the other thing is the total. This track is sort of end game trigger for us. So if the ratings ever reach 15, then obviously Mojo's show has reached its crescendo and we lose. However, it also is tied to his damage too. So the total damage dealt to Mojo each turn is modified as indicated on the track. So in the starting zone, not too bad. If we can drive it up this way, when we actually start fighting Mojo, then we're actually dealing extra damage every time we do that. But if it starts getting down to this danger zone, then we're going to have to deal an extra damage for every, damage we want to do, or, for the amount of damage we're dishing out. But this is real bad down here. I mean, this is super danger zone, -2 damage for every attack we do. So we'd have to be dealing out three hits to be able to do one damage sort of thing over the turn. So that's pretty tricky. You don't want to get down to that stage there. BAM, increase the ratings track by 1. So every time he does BAM, he's driving it up this way. So that doesn't sound great. And then his overflow effect is if 1 or more of the civilian or thug tokens can't be added to a location, increase the rating track. So this thing's just constantly going up through all those sort of negative effects. And then in this mission, I've just got to set up with their regular mission. So we've got the rescue civilians, defeat thugs, and clear the threats. So that's as standard. If we have a look at the locations, I've just got a bit of a mix here. So we've got Mojoverse up the top there, Island M, Madripoor, Krakoa. I thought it'd be fun to start in Deadpool's apartment with Gwenpool there. So I think Deadpool's apartment, the location actually comes in the Deadpool set. So that's, I guess, the one Deadpool expansion thing that you're seeing here. And we've got the Savage Land as well. I thought these would be sort of fun locations that Mojo might like to sort of be basing his. I think does he run like a big TV show or something? I'm not sure, but that seems to be what he does. So I'll put these out. He's got a couple of. No, he's only got the one. I thought he had. Oh no, here they are. Two. He's got 2 threats that are War Wolves. So these have 4 health, and their BAM effect is deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. So pretty standard sort of henchman behavior there. Oh, and I'll just pop this now that I've put that back down there. I'll put that on there and put Mojo's health. Now, Mojo would normally have 8 health, being with 3 heroes here in this solo Xavier mode. But because we're using Mojoverse there, I'm going to place this down. He's got 6 health. Okay. Now, he's also got 2 of these locations, which are spotlights. So these 2 locations here, if there are any number of heroes in these locations at the end of a villain turn, increase the ratings track by 1. So again, not great. So we can clear those by putting heroics down. And then he's got 2 sort of unique henchmen here as well. He's got Spiral, who's quite tough. She's got 5 health there. And her BAM is that she deals 2 damage to any hero in the location and 1 damage to any hero in adjacent locations, so each adjacent location. So it's kind of tricky. If we're over here, we're driving up the ratings track, but if we're over here, even if we're sort of staying, on this either side of her, she's dealing a lot of damage to us. So she might be one that we want to get rid of. I don't know. I don't know if we want to be clearing civilians and thugs as a priority so we can start rescuing the hostages, or all these threats sound pretty nasty too. So I think either way we're in trouble. And then Major Domo, his BAM is that if there are no civilians or thugs in his location, and he BAMs, he adds them. So nothing happens if there's already 1 or 2 there, but if there's nothing there, he just fills it again, sort of thing. So he makes it hard for us to sort of clear that spot to rescue the civilian there, I guess. The hostage. He also can't be damaged by punches. We have to use heroics to actually take him out. So I have to remember that. I might forget that during the game. You'll have to help us out. Okay, so I think I've explained everything there. Okay, I'll just chuck a few of these threat tokens on the board. Okay, they're good to go. And so let's have a look at our, also got to put out our hostages, so we'll just chuck these out. Well, I didn't shuffle those, did I? Let's do a little shuffle. Okay. Whoopsie. Terrible shuffle. Oops. Okay. Interestingly too, this location has no henchmen or thugs to start with, so I guess we could try and rescue this hostage straight away. I guess that's not a bad situation for us there at the start. Let's have a look at our cards. So I've got my starting hand of 5 cards. We've got our 3 heroes here, and we do have 2 starting cards that we have to start with in our hands. Legion, unless I got that mistaken, no, I don't see any in there. Legion doesn't have any starting hand card, I believe. So if we have a look at these first 2, and I think I'm going to have to be showing these quite a lot this game because there's a lot of text on, I believe, Apocalypse has a lot of special cards, and so does Legion. I think all of Legion's cards are special cards except for his wilds, and he seems to have, I'm sure all of you who are fans of the comics and sort of know all these characters are aware, but he seems to have sort of dissociative personalities. So all of his different cards sort of represent his different sort of personalities. And yeah, it's quite interesting. On the cards they have a little picture of all these different sort of personalities around him, all the voices, and the particular one that the card is based on is highlighted or coloured in sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Well, you'll see those shortly. So Gwenpool starts with Jeffrey the Land Shark. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of your turn, you can deal 1 damage to a thug or henchman. Or the henchman, interesting. Wow, so as long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of your turn, you can deal 1 damage to a thug or henchman in your location that you did not damage this turn. Okay, and it just gives you a movement to start with there. So that's interesting. And then Apocalypse, Immortality. Well, that sounds handy. Draw 1 card. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when you are KO'd, the villain doesn't activate their BAM, handy, or any alternate effect. Now, when you are KO'd. Now, I know that I think I've been getting it wrong in the last couple of playthroughs, this idea of like you, when it refers to you. So it says, when it refers to you, it's referring to your specific character unless it's referring to your tokens. That's something I've been getting wrong. Apparently, when you gather tokens, that's for your whole team, not just the specific hero that picked it up. So that's something we'll have to remember during the game. But also your hand of cards is a shared hand. So as long as when you are KO'd, the villain doesn't activate their BAM. I think that's not referring to cards though, so I think that's specifically referring to Apocalypse. So if Apocalypse is the one who gets KO'd in that particular location by the villain or whatever's happening, then the villain doesn't activate their BAM. But I believe if Gwenpool or Legion get KO'd, we would trigger the BAM. Okay. It also says they don't activate their BAM or any alternate effect. Okay, so I'll have to remember that too. And this one, again, just gives you a movement. Then the other cards I have in my hand, and I may as well draw 1 more because I'm going to have a hand of 6 to start. Oh, no, I'm not, because the villain goes first. At least the last mission I played, the heroes went first. So here are our cards here. So we've got Gwenpool. So this is a special. No consequences in a fictional world. I hope I was showing those in the screen properly before. Discard cards. Okay, so if I play this, I've got to discard cards until I have 1 in hand. For each card discarded, deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. Discard all bystanders there or civilians there, and then it gives you a heroic. Doesn't seem like a great card to play straight away if that's going to put me 1 away from getting KO'd. Guess that's like a real last-ditch effort card, so we'll have to see about that one. Now, Legion, here we go. So here's Legion with all these little personalities behind him, and so this one is 0G Priestley. So here he is here. If the next Master Plan card has a special effect, the effect is cancelled. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, heroes must play with their hands revealed. Okay, that's cool. I'm guessing that one's more sort of suited to maybe there's heroes, the superhero villain mode where you're sort of like maybe working against each other. So cool. We've got 1 card that's going our way, so that's good. And again, it's just got some movement. So we've got a lot of movement to start with. Oh, interesting. Lots of movement, and then just a wild. And Apocalypse's card is just a wild. So I was hoping that we could maybe play something with some effects on it, and then play one of these like face down, face up cards that don't have much else going on, and just ride on the coattails of what we played beforehand. But we don't have a lot of big action cards here, do we? So he's hoping that this. Oh no, but we know he's always special. So all right, we'll see how we go. But that's my starting hand. But as in most missions, I believe in most missions, we're going to start with the villain's turn. So I'll sit down and let's get on with the game. So see how we go. This could be really chaotic. We'll see how we go. All right, so we have Mojo's over here. He's in Mojoverse. I don't think there's anything else we need to set up here. We've got all the locations seeded. So let's just draw a card for Mojo. pop it in the starting line or in the storyline. So it says Mojo. I wonder if he just kind of sits there in Mojoverse and doesn't do much. Maybe that's why, you know, we have to go deal with him and rescue that civilian. But he's not going to move at all. He's going to bam, and then he's going to do distractions. So apologies. I'll just pop this up here so you can sort of have a look, and then I'll read it myself. Until the next villain turn, one available... until the next villain turn, so that's like 3 of my turns, one available heroic action must be ignored by each hero during their turn. Ugh, this doesn't decrease the rating track, because normally you can ignore one action to decrease the rating track, but okay, that's going to make things interesting, so we'll put that there, especially because I wanted to use a heroic to rescue this guy. Oh, this guy's going to be tricky, I can tell from the outset. Okay, so Mojo, he's not moving, but he's going to trigger a bam. So, let's have a look then. So we have his bam is increase the rating track by 1, so it's going up to 6, not great. Then we have to trigger all the bams in the locations going around. So starting with his location and then going clockwise. So Major Domo would check to see if there's no civilians or no tokens on that space. There are tokens, so he doesn't do anything. We move around, no, nothing triggers. Oh no, so we've got these wall, oh gosh. Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. Well, that is not a great start. Okay, so, wow, we're starting right on the walls there. So nothing else we can do about that, I think. We're just going to get banned. We're just going to get hit. So we have to lose a card for each of them there. They're all in there. That's really not great. So I think I'm going to get rid of Gwenpool. I think I'm going to get rid of... I mean, the Apocalypse card, keeps us from getting KO'd, but it's only if it's for him. I'd like to have Gwenpool's card in effect. I like the idea of Legion's card. I wish we could have played that before. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I guess I've got to get rid of one more. I think I'm going to get rid of the Apocalypse card. Ugh. Okay. So that hurt. All right, we're down to 2 cards. And then we move along. Warbles does the same thing, but luckily we're not there at the moment. And then we have Spiral, and again, luckily we're not here because she's going to do 2 damage here and then 1 damage on either side, but we're not there at the moment. So, oh goodness, okay. Well, that hurt, but I guess that's what Mojo does. So this show started off with a bang. It's got one of those like first season shockers like Ned Stark. Okay, so beginning of my turn, I'm going to draw a card. It's another Legion card, so this gives us some other options. So Sally, let's have a look here. You can have a look at the card there. Sally, each other hero in your location takes 1 damage. You cannot take any damage into the beginning of your next turn. That does not sound like a card that I should play right now. Oh man, I really wanted to play one of these so I could combo off it, but I think I'm just going to play... Oh. My goodness. Okay. I think I'm just going to play Gwenpool's card. So that is, as long as this card is face up in the storyline at the start of your turn, you can deal damage to a thug or a henchman in your location that did not take damage this turn. So... do I move her over here and put her in potential danger? I really wanted a... Okay. Well, let's do it. Okay. Let's move Gwenpool. Okay. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of your turn, you can deal 1 damage to a thug or a henchman in your location that you did not deal damage to this turn. Okay, so we've moved. it's now the end of my turn. I have not dealt any damage to this. There's no thugs there, but there's this henchman. I haven't dealt any damage yet, so I'm going to deal 1 damage. We'll remove that over there. So there we go. So that's 1 turn. Then I'm going to draw another card. Gwenpool, send to gutter space. So here's, you can have a look at this card here. I'm probably blocking the wording. Hopefully you can see that. And it says, remove both Gwenpool and a henchman in her location from play. At the beginning of your next turn, place them in any location with no threat and deal 2 damage to that henchman. Oh, I really would have liked to have done that to Spiral. At the beginning of your next turn, place them in any location with no threat, which means no card. Okay, I was like, how do you put the threat card down if there's already a card sitting there? But that's what a threat is. It's the card. Okay. Remove both Gwenpool and the henchman. Oh, this seems like a one to maybe save to help me deal with this over here. Oh, I'd like to use it now to sort of help get rid of these warbles, but I guess I can't. Yeah, okay. All right, interesting. Well, let's maybe save that one. Let's have a look at Legion. I'm not getting any actions, like any real tokens I can use here. Nothing I can do in this spot. If the next master plan card has a special effect, if the effect is cancelled, as long as the... Should we move? Well, I don't really want to move Mojo, but what I could do... Let's put this down. Not Mojo, Legion. I'm going to put Legion down, and if the next master plan card that comes up has a special effect, the effect is cancelled. As long as this card is face up, heroes must play with the hand revealed. Okay, fine. You guys can see my hand the whole time. So I've got 2 movement. I'm not going to play. Maybe I will play. Maybe I'll move. Boy. Maybe I'll move Legion over here. Then we can sort of counteract this spotlight by using one of the movements. I'm not going to use both to reduce the thing down. So I'm going to drop this down to 5, the ratings track. That way Apocalypse is still here, and hopefully he can deal with rescuing this by using a special, hopefully, a heroic, I should say. Okay, so we've done that. That's my turn. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of your turn, you can deal 1 damage to, and I think this only applies to Gwenpool. Unless it's your hand of cards. It does say your hand of cards, but let me just check this. Or your hand of cards which belongs to the player. But the card is no longer in my hand, it's in the storyline, so I believe this effect should only be if I'm using Gwenpool. So I can't just be like knocking out heroes left, right, or thugs left, right, and center. Okay. All right, my last turn, I'm going to draw, last turn before the villain goes again, I'm going to draw an Apocalypse card. So here we go, Survival of the Fittest. Okay, so this is where he becomes a bit, he's not the most team friendly. You must deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. Discard all civilians there. And then at the end of your turn, turn this card face down. So he's just going all out, punching everything. Now, luckily there's nothing else there, but there's also, there is a werewolf there. So, okay, so you must deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. So he's going to deal a damage to the henchman. Then he's also going to discard all civilians, there's nothing there. And at the end of the turn, we turn this face down. But we've also got a movement, and a punch. So I'm going to spend one of the movements to move this back to this spot here. Because I can't forfeit as many actions as I'm not wanting to use. Like I can only do it once per turn. And then unfortunately, this punch, there's nothing to punch up here, but I will punch the wolf. So there's now only 2 health on this wolf, 3 on this one, and yeah, that's what we're looking at the moment. So Apocalypse used that, and we have to turn this face down. Okay, so all right, that was interesting. Now we're going to go on to Mojo's turn. So now this thing about heroics isn't going to take effect anymore, but I didn't really have any heroics in that entire hand. So we'll see how we go. And the other thing is, there's something I played, yeah, Zero G Priestley. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, heroes must know. Okay, oh, sorry, it's if the next card has a special effect. So if this has a special effect like distractions, we ignore it. Okay, let's have a look. It does, it says audience, so add 1 civilian in every location, we ignore that. But Mojo is going to stay where he is, so let's have a look. Mojo is going to stay where he is, so he is, yep, he's going to stay there. He's going to bam, so he raises this up by 1. Then he is going to bam everything up, like all the other locations will bam. So Major Domo doesn't do anything. We keep coming around. We're going to take 1 damage for, this is not, I'm going to lose I think I'm going to get completely bammed here. Okay, yeah, I am. Okay, so we're going to get 1 damage here, so for Apocalypse, so that's going to, let's lose the Legion card. I think I'm going to lose everything, but may as well lose them in the right order. Then Gwenpool, she's going to get banned, and this really sucks because I would have liked this card, but that's going to go at the bottom as well. She's going to get banned by these wolves. Now that causes me to be KO'd. So I knock everything down, I believe. I'll just double check this. Okay, so it's, it seems like, yeah, what happens is when you get banned, you place them all down. Now this would normally in a solo game, the Xavier mode, this would be game over right now. So there we go, folks. That was a quick one. Apart from there, probably it was 20 minutes of explanation and 2 minutes of game. But no, so what I've been playing with recently is making sure I give myself 1 extra life, essentially, which is sort of like an adjustment of the difficulty you can do that it mentions in the solo mode. And so just to make these streams a little bit more interesting, I'm doing that. So if you do that, you have to knock your models over when you get banned, and then the villain resolves a single ban, so he's going to bump that back up again. Then normally, I guess things would continue around, so we'd go to Spiral. She would do 2 damage here, and then she'd deal damage in either location here. I believe because I'm already knocked out that nothing else happens here, luckily. And then that's basically the end of the villain's turn. Now we do have, if there are any number of villains in this if there are any number of heroes in this location at the end of the villain turn, increase the rating track by 1. Now I don't know, it doesn't say remove the models, it says knock the models over. So as far as I'm aware, Legion still counts as being in this space, so this is still going to trigger, so the hero is still in that location, albeit knocked out. So I'm going to move this up, almost moved it back, didn't I? I'm going to move this back up to the 7, so we're actually almost reaching danger zone now, so this is going south very quick. I haven't even made a dent in any of the missions. I haven't, did I take any of these? I don't think I've even taken any of these civilians or anything out. I just had nothing. Look at these movement. Yeah, we're looking bad here, and I've already been knocked out in the first little round there. So now we go into the beginning of my turn. So we're going to stand all the heroes up. Okay, round 2. Let's see how we go, guys. 1, I can hear Hudson now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Game over, man. All right, so we've got a whole new hand of cards here. Man, there are lots of special. I think maybe Gwenpool, all her cards are probably specials too. This is a really wacky game. Okay, so we have, I'm going to stand up for this so you can see all these cards. Sorry about the squeaky chair there. All right, so we have flip any 2 cards in the storyline and a punch. Flip any 2 cards in the storyline. I guess if you've got cards that you really want or something that have been covered. I'm not sure why that would, I suppose, yeah, okay, I guess that's all right. So not too handy at the moment. Self-molecular manipulation. You must draw 2 cards, all right, if possible. If possible. Maybe there's a maximum hand size. At the end of your turn, turn this card face down. Well, that's good. They're wild. No consequences. Oh, we've seen this one before, so there must be a couple of these. But it does have a special instead. So now we're starting to see some specials. We've got Cindy. Okay, so Legion punches, does 1 punch in an adjacent location. Each hero there takes damage. Ooh, doesn't sound great. And then send to the gutter. Both remove, this is the same one we've seen before too, but with a movement here. So move her and then bring her back in a different space. So we've got to start, for this to be sort of worthwhile, we've got to start removing some threat spaces. So yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, let's see what we can do with these. Okay, are we going to get wiped out in one more round here? Let's see. All right, I think we really need to start making a dent in some of this stuff, don't we? So what have we got? Oh, we don't even have anything useful from the previous card too. Ooh. Okay. So I mean, do we just go Apocalypse and must draw 2 cards if possible? That might be better if we can drop our hand down. Once we start getting beaten up, that might be better. Self-molecular manipulation. Well, let's start getting something happening. So I'm going to put this out so we can start doing more later too. So I'm going to put that down. I am going to use one of these as a heroic to remove that. We get a punch token. Okay, sorry, I should have shown to the camera. We get a punch token. So we've done that, and then I can use that second one either as like another punch, and I could use the other punch token to completely take this werewolf out. I was going to use it to drop this down, but I think this might be what, just to get rid of these guys. What do you think? Yeah. I was thinking maybe I'd just try and sort of remove all these guys to sort of make this easy and not worry so much about these, but these things are just smashing me. So let's get rid of these threats. So here's what I'm going to do. So this is sitting on 2. I've removed one of the, rescued one of the hostages, taken an action token. I'm going to then use my remaining wild there as a punch, and then I'm going to spend my action token that I just got from the hostage. So maybe I've rescued a boxer or something and he's decided to help me out. And bingo, I've got rid of that. So get out of here, werewolves. We've got them gone. And that is 1 threat cleared. And that gives us a little bit of freedom to have Gwenpool sort of start taking out some of these guys and reappearing over here. It says here, if there is nothing other than your hero here, at the end of your turn, you may relax with your feet on the couch, draw 2 cards. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see. Have we got anything else we're doing this turn? I think that's it. Yes, that is it. So that is the end of turn. And it doesn't say there's a hand limit too. So this card that Apocalypse says you must draw 2 cards if possible. I guess that's just if you've got enough cards in your deck. So we can always do this. That's interesting too. But it says draw 2 cards, so I guess I can... Apocalypse puts his feet up. Okay, so I'm drawing 2 cards at the end of my turn. Okay, 2 Legion cards. That gives us, so we've got quite a mix here. That's good, although we've only got the one Apocalypse left. But then we're drawing another card at the beginning of the turn. So here we go. What can we do? We've got Apocalypse. We could give ourselves a huge hand here, and then if we... That's interesting. If we start getting hammered by these guys, we've got a big hand that we can start culling down. Okay. Cool. Rescued 1 hostage. What are we going to do? What did I just draw? A whole bunch of new cards. So we've got the self-manipulation. We've got the center gutter space. We've got Cindy. We've seen her. We've got the no consequences. We've got medium awareness. We've seen that. Legion, we just picked up a wild. And we've got Jack Wayne. Here we go. Jack Wayne says, heroes anywhere can freely exchange their action tokens between them. We don't have any action tokens at the moment, so that's not that useful. We've got some movement and some special there, and we've just got a punch from Apocalypse. So Apocalypse, if he just stays there, he's not really doing anything. So, I mean, do we want to move him out? Do we want to move him out? If there are any heroes in this location, by 1. I mean, do we... What's Gwenpool going to do? Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. What can she do with her cards? Discard cards until you have 1 in hand for each. No, we don't want to do that. Do 1 damage to everything else in your location. That could be good for going in. This could be good for going into Mojo at the end and like taking out Domo and just everything in that location. Save, hold on to that. Remove both Gwenpool and a henchman in her location from play. This is interesting. Ooh. Gwenpool and a henchman from her location. How many more of these do we have? We don't have any more of these, do we? But I could head here. I've got movement. And I could do 2 punches using Apocalypse there. Take those 2 out and then remove her and the henchman, and then I could beginning of your next turn, place them in any location with no threat and deal 2 damage to that henchman. And then like Apocalypse could take a Spiral out. Let's try this. Okay. Because, I mean, Spiral's nasty and keeping me away from here. These guys are still nasty, but like she's super nasty. So, alright, it's just going to work. I'm going to move in. So, oh, here we go. Playing Gwenpool. Center gutter space. Get out of here. Spiral. Okay, so she's started here. She's going to move in with the movement. Then she's going to use the 2 actions here to do a couple of punches. Spiral's left with 3 health. Then, that's the end of her turn. She's then going to remove herself and Spiral from the board. And this now says, you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain. So basically you can take a damage to gain tokens. So that could be useful. Then, at the beginning of your next turn, place them in any location with no threat and deal 2 damage to that henchman. Okay, so now she's... Okay, so it's now my turn. So we've got 1, 2, going again for the 3rd turn before Mojo attacks. So we'll put her here. I'm not going to be able to draw cards because they're both together now, but I mean, let's see how we go. Placing her here, placing Spiral back down here with 3 health, but taking 2 damage to the henchman. So she's now got 1 health left. All right, and I get to draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I forget to draw a card at the beginning of the last turn? I don't know. Maybe I did, but anyway, so we'll feel like I had 6. Let's see, I would have had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting with Apocalypse's turn. Then I ended here. I would have drawn 2. So that's 6. I would have spent 1 down to 5. Drawn 2 back up to 7. Then I would have drawn 1 before Gwen's turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6. 6 to spend 1. Draw 2. Then draw 1 in Gwenpool's turn. Spend it. I'm all confused. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, sorry. You guys can probably tell me if I got that wrong or not. Or any of the other stuff as well. All these special cards is confusing me. Okay, so saving that one. We've seen that one. That's Cindy. Okay, so just a special. Flip any 2 cards. What we really want to do here is use maybe Apocalypse or Gwenpool so that now when we trigger this turn we can spend, well, we've only got a movement here, so we really need someone, either Gwenpool, here we go, or Apocalypse to do a punch. Okay. So maybe Apocalypse. Can Apocalypse do like a punch? What do we got for Apocalypse? Must draw 2 cards if possible. At the end of your turn, turn this card face down. So we're losing out on that for the next turn though. He could just do a punch. Okay. Is it worth it? Then he moves over here and then he can deal with these guys later or something. Seems to be a lot of bamming going on. I think Apocalypse, here's what we'll do. We'll go, we're going to run through these cards pretty quick, but well, what happens if you, is one of the effects if you have to draw a card? Do you lose? No, okay. So I think we can just keep drawing cards, so that's good. So what we'll do Apocalypse, he's going to do a punch. That'll give us a punch for the next action phase as well. So he's going to do a punch. That gets rid of Spiral. Get out of his Spiral. That gives us a, oh, what do we do with the, oh no, we already had cleared that threat too, but does that clear this one? I guess that clears that one. I'm guessing, I don't know, is that cheating? All right. Then, it's now the end of his turn. Oh, and I'm also going to use this movement. I'm not going to move with him. You know, I'm sort of wasting a move. These guys are sort of dangerous. If I can sort of move in and take them out, that might be better. So I'm going to drop this down. Yes, I'll drop that down. There we go. Then it's the end of my turn. I'll draw 2 cards. 1, 2. So they are Legion cards. One is Chain. So this turn you may use your power as your hero actions as punch actions in locations where there are other heroes. If you do, heroes in those locations must discard action tokens if possible. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have a lot of those at the moment, so that could be good. You may move, this is Tyrannix, Cthulhu looking thing. You may move any heroes to any location of your choice. Ooh. Moved heroes must discard a card from their hand. Ugh. Okay, maybe not great. Got a big hand of cards here. All right, this is a real weird game. Okay, very different to to most I've played. Okay. Okay, I think we achieved something there. We rescued 1 hostage, which I would have hoped to have rescued maybe more than 1, but we've taken out 2 of these threats and 1 particularly nasty one, so that's okay. Let's now go to Mojo's turn. Okay. Mojo is going to stay. Yeah, I think he just stays there and runs things from his producer's booth or something. All right, he's going to stay there. He's going to bam. He's going to challenge. Add 1 thug to every location. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, bam. Oh, now Gwenpool. Oh, man. Okay, hold on a second. Whoa. Rewind. Gwenpool, when she finished her... No, because she finished her turn here, and then he had his turn. So yeah, okay, so when she finished, she was off the board, and therefore she doesn't do her punch thing. So that's all good. Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong there. Okay, I might have been able to do that without having to combo that, because if I'd just done the 2 damage to her, I wouldn't have even had to move her. But I kind of like that I moved her away. Maybe I should have left her there. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I've done that. Okay. So, bam. So did we move this? We've got to move that up. We've done the bam. Let's go around, do all the bams. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, yeah, no, we do the bams. All right, so, and then we do 1 damage here. No, nothing. Nope, that's all good. Okay, then we do his special effect at the bottom of his card, which is add a thug to every location. Is that right? To every location. So he's got 1 more thug here. So now we're gonna have to really get smart about taking out these thugs and civilians to be able to take out the hostages, or rescue the hostages. That's right. I feel like most of my team here are villains, so I don't know what they're doing. Are they rescuing these hostages, or are they sort of just capturing them for themselves? I'm not sure. Okay. There we go. Now, was this one already? No, I must have put that one there now. Okay. Good. Okay. And then we do have a hero here, so we do have to move this now into the danger zone. Okay, so we really want to spend some time moving that back up again. So, let's get rid of these threats. Alright, so who have we got? What can we do? What have we got happening from the previous card? We've got a punch. And where are we? We're here. Okay. And we want to get rid of some of these threats. Maybe someone come over here and take out this. There's 3 health here. So Apocalypse. Legion. Maybe 2 cards. Okay. Each hero there takes a damage. Not great. I can do a punch. Punching damage. Okay. Move and star, move and punches. If there's any way I can freely exchange their action tokens between them. This card face down. See, I'm already on the way to doing this. I feel like it's worth trying to take these out. And then maybe trying to do a bunch of these thugs or something. Alright, let's do Legion's action here. Where was his card? Let's go with this. Where is he? Punch in. Okay, so let's go with Legion. He can now do 2 punches where he is. Okay, good. And oops, I'm gonna place them down here. Have I been doing this? Have I taken any of these thugs out before? I don't know if I have. Don't think so. So we're doing 2 punches there. Then we are going to do a punch in an adjacent location. Each hero there takes 1 damage. So we'll punch into this location and do this. Oops, do this damage here. No, there's no heroes to take any damage. I'm wondering if, do I save one of these punches that I've just done to drive this back up? I think I'm going to leave it. Because I want to start getting these hostages too. In a no consequence world. Okay, so yeah, okay. Then oh, did I draw a card? I think I drew a card at the beginning of that round either. Sorry if I'm cheating. What is? Oh, we're just gonna move. Oh, that would have been handy. A movement and a punch. All right, well let's try that now. A move and a punch, and we've already got another punch. This could be good. All right, so let's go. She's going to move. She's going to do 2 punches. And then, because it's the end of her turn, she can do a damage to a henchman that she did not do damage to, or a thug. So she's going to take out this thug. Okay. So we're getting there on the thugs, and we're getting there on the wolves. Okay, and then I've just got to do one more, so I'll draw a card. So who have we got here? Should we take out this one? We play Gwenpool and try and... Oh, we've got a bunch of stuff happening over here too. So why don't we go Gwenpool for our last action before Mojo takes the spotlight. We will do 1 punch. So we've also got to flip 2 cards in the storyline. So I guess we'll flip. This is the only one we have. Oh, I guess it doesn't say flip them face up. We have to flip. So I guess we could also just flip this one. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that would have been interesting if I could have flipped this too, so not have to worry about that effect. Oh, that's the beauty of that card. Okay, you guys have probably already said that. Now, okay, I hope you guys are following this. This feels I'm struggling. Okay, so hold on. I moved. No, I was already here, wasn't I? Or was I? Yeah, must have been because I used her to move in. Okay, so I've played that card. I've got a movement and 2 punches, so I can do a punch. That's going to get rid of Mr. Wolf. Okay, that puts us closer to clearing the threats. It also gives us, you may move all heroes from this location to another location. Interesting. Then I can move her again, and I can move her, I should say, and then I could punch again. So we could do that. We could go here, punch, or we could save the punch and drive this back up here. I think that might be a good idea. Because she's going to, at the end of her turn, she's going to do 1 damage, and that says it doesn't discard it, you deal the damage. So when you deal the damage, you defeat the thug. So we'll put that there. Okay. All right. Well, that seemed pretty good. What's Mojo going to do? So he can't deal any damage to me anymore with his dudes, but we'll see what his cards do to me. Nothing else I'm supposed to be doing here. No. Okay. Add a civilian to every location. Man. All right. Just when I thought I was getting a handle on these things. Guess it was good I started clearing out some of these spots though, or at least driving them down a bit. But now it's still hard to get rid of these dudes for the, did I miss one there? Oh, no, I think I'm good. Oh, we've got to put one here. So I have to drive this back. Okay, so, interesting. Tricky. So he so he didn't move, he did his BAM, then he does that. Okay, and this BAM doesn't take effect. Okay, let's save this card. All cards into one hand. For each card discarded, deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. Deal. Yikes. Okay. That could be dangerous, but let's give that a shot. Okay, so can we do that? Okay, let's draw a card. I did do, oh no. I think I'm supposed to, because this went up because of the BAM, and then this happens because of Legion being in this spot here. Okay. Discard all of those there. Alright, what have we drawn here? We've got some new ones. Tyrannix, we've seen that one. Survival of the Fittest, we've seen that. Hypno Block is the card there you can have a look at. That one, delay the next villain turn by 1 card. Ooh. Heroes must play their card randomly until the next villain turn. Interesting. We've seen Chain, we've seen Jack Wayne. Okay, we've seen the others. Wow, okay. Let's have a look here. What are we trying to achieve? We're trying to rescue the civilians. Sorry, rescue the hostages, so we've got to clear these spots. We're trying to clear the threats too. So we need a lot of either wilds or heroics. We don't have a lot of... It's the Legion show if we want to rescue these dudes. Okay. Interesting. I kind of just want to go in and it feels like it's better to save it for the end, but it could be good to go in now and just take out Major Domo and all those things there. Oh no, okay. Let's discard 1 card from their hand to the bottom of the deck. No, I don't want to do that. Should we do this? Row 1, so we can do a punch. Okay, so what we're going to do, so we're going to play this card here. You may move any heroes to any locations of your choice. Moved hero, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to move any of the heroes. You may move any hero. Oh, was I supposed to draw a card? Probably. That's just a movement for Apocalypse. Okay. Yeah, you may move any heroes to any location of your choice. Moved heroes must discard 1 card from their hand to the bottom of the deck. So we're not moving them. We are going to use that star though, because we do want to clear this threat. Do we? Yeah, I don't like sitting in this spot and driving this thing up all the time. Then we're going to, we've done the punch, we've done the star. Okay, then, I've got something that can give me 2 stars. We need the movement though. So this one here, heroes anywhere can freely exchange their action tokens. We're not using that at the moment the best that we can, but I'm going to use this to give myself movement for the next action. So I think I'm just going to go for it. Probably should save that Gwenpool card, but I want to sort of deal with a lot of this stuff too. So I can now use both of these to get rid of the spotlights from this spot here, which is going to clear. No. Oh no, hold on. Oh no, but I needed to do it this way. This is going to cause trouble. Well, it is what it is. So we'll do it. So that now clears that threat. So now Mojo is under pressure. And by the way, what I was doing, I didn't put the tokens down, but I got 2 heroic actions there, so I'll use those to get rid of the last 2 from there. So that is that one there. That leaves, now I can move before I end this turn. So let's have a look at what's happening here. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain a punch and a movement token. Or do I just want to move? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move over here. I'm going to, or do I not move? I'm not going to move. I like this. So I'm not going to move, which will allow me to drive that back down this way. Then I'm going to do I discard a card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 8 cards. I don't really need 8 for all of that, so let's just discard something. That was like just a movement, wasn't there? Maybe I'll just get rid of this. This will probably come in handy later on, but this Apocalypse movement, I'll get rid of that. And that will give me these tokens. Okay. Just after I played that one, that's a shame. Okay, so I've got a movement and a punch token. And I discarded that card to do that. Now, Mojo is going to go though, because he's now under pressure. So let's move these across here. Mojo is now under pressure. Mojo is going to do no signal, so he's not going to move. He's going to bam, so he's going to drive this back up this way. If the major Domo threat is in play, accelerate the next villain turn by 1 card. So that still lets me play 1 card and then major Domo. Yeah, ugh, it's not good. Oh, it's like so bad, because if I just played that, so I could play the Gwenpool, I think she could have taken out Major Dojo before that came in. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, we'll see how we go. It's these hostages. I've done enough to sort of clear the threat thing, but now I've still got to take out these hostages, and these places are full of characters. Okay. So I don't know how well I'm going here, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, so Gwen. So I've done the BAM, nothing else. So already driven that up because of the BAM. I don't need to worry about driving this up now because Legion's no longer under the spotlight. So, my turn, drawing a card. I'm going to use Gwenpool. This one is Delphic. Look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may place it on the bottom after, each hero in your location takes a damage. Yikes, don't really want to, oh, well, I'm not near anyone else, I guess. But Gwen, she is going to, she's going to move in. This is something I probably should say for endgame, but I don't know how well I'm going here, so I'm just going to do it now just for fun. I've got Gwen's card here. Discard cards until you have, this is no consequences in a fictional world, discard cards until you have 1 in hand. I really hope he doesn't ban me somehow and deal damage because I'll get KO'd. So I have 1 in hand. For each card discarded, because he's going to go straight after this card, deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. Discard all heroes there. So, if only I could, maybe I should save this, because if I can just do, but I can't damage him until I take these things out, so it's not even going to damage him anyway. But anyway, all right. So here we go. Maybe I've got another one of these in my deck. That'd be great. I'm just going to believe I've got another one of those in my deck. Maybe it's towards the bottom. Discard cards until you have 1 in hand. For each card discarded, deal 1 damage to everything else in your location. Discard all thingies there. So I'm going to move in. I've got 2 heroics there. Sure, why not? Let's use these to, no, you know what? Let's use one of them. Let's use one of them to drive this back. Let's rescue 1 instead of punching Domo, because now it says deal damage for every card I discard. So I'm going to deal 1. I'm going to discard. Well, let's have a look at what cards I want to discard. Let's discard. Let's discard the Legion one, because I just don't know if playing randomly is going to be great. Although if I've only got a couple of cards, that's not too bad. All right, let's hold on. Let's those 2 look good. I've got to get rid of at least 4, don't I? well, let's get rid of Gwen. Single Apocalypse's single thing there. Let's get rid of Legions. 1, 2, 3, and let's get rid of Apocalypse. Oh no, we need some variability. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need to be able to get Gwen out of there though, don't we? Let's get rid of these. Oh. Let's get rid of Legion's random one and we'll leave an Apocalypse. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop those on the bottom. Hopefully I've chosen some good ones there. I thought I was going to wipe myself down to 1 card, but that's actually better than I thought. So we've discarded 4 cards. So now, so that's going to deal 4 damage to Major Domo. It doesn't matter that we didn't spend the heroic because it just says deal damage. So for each card discarded, deal 1 damage to everything. So that's damaged. Okay, so Major Domo's gone. Okay, so didn't really need to use that on him to sort of clear the threat, but it just sort of gets rid of him. Oh no, if you perform 3 or more here this turn, you may gain. If you did not, you must discard 1 card from the deck. Oh, okay, well it's not advertised as a hazardous location, but it actually sort of, it seems like it has one of those hazardous location rules here, so that's interesting. We'll get to that at the end, so that's going to trigger, but I have wiped that out. I also am dealing damage to these thugs, so they're gone, and that drops them down to 2. If I could just have done 1 more damage to a thug, then oh no, but Mojo still wouldn't be vulnerable because we haven't rescued the hostages. But that's going to happen now because we also discard any remaining civilians, so it doesn't go onto the civilian card; it just gets discarded. Then I do have. So hold on, I moved in. I rescued 1. Oh, and I said I was going to spend, I think I did say I was going to spend that. So what I will do is I'll move that back up. I won't rescue that so that I can then rescue this. I can use this to now rescue the civilian. That gives me a movement token. Okay, so 2 hostages rescued. I've got myself a movement token and we are good to go. I think I'll put these tokens on top of the card there just so I can see what I'm doing. Great. Now this would have been great, but it says now if the Major Domo, now interesting, if the Major Domo is in play, accelerate the next villain card by turn by 1. So at the time that happened, he was still in play, so I think that still takes effect. I'm not sure, but I will say it does because normally he'd be appearing here, but he's now going to appear here. Let's see, actually before we do that though, if you performed 3 or more, so I did 2, but I didn't do a punch. I did a lot of damage, but it wasn't through punching as such. Oh, but what I can do is I can spend that movement to move away from there and not end there. That's what I'm going to do. So I don't have to lose a card. All right. Now, right. So I've spent my movement token. Hopefully I'll have enough movement to actually get to Mojo now after all this. But Mojo's now going to go again. So he's going to stay where he is. Yeah, he really likes sitting there. Slay per view. Each hero must discard 1 card from their hand to the bottom of their... What? Oh, man. I think I just lost. All right, so... Mojo, slay per view. Wow, what a jerk. Okay, so he stays where he is. He does his BAM thing. So he raises that up. We go around. There's no other BAMs to take care of. Then, oh boy. Each hero must discard one card from their hand to the bottom of their deck. If only I had one more card. Because I'm now going to lose 3 cards. And that is me KO'd, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So if I'm discarding the last card from my hand, I am KO'd. They all get taken out. So close. So close. But that's how that one ended. Mojo was victorious. I thought I was building some momentum. I thought, oh no, like if I'd obviously, if I hadn't have played that, I would have had a full hand of cards. I would have been much healthier. That was, I thought, oh, I can just use this to sort of buy myself some time. I thought what I'd be able to do was, because I had these locations and I had some cards that, Apocalypse seemed to have some cards that let you sort of draw cards, and if I could just use some Apocalypse turns and just sit here and draw cards, that would let me sort of build that hand back up again. And I thought having 3 cards in hand would have been a good enough buffer there, but unfortunately that was not the right card to play at that time. I mean, I know it was, I could have got a lot more use out of it if Mojo had been in a position to be hurt and I'd moved in there. I could have saved up all that time and just headed in there and then gone bam, and then done a whole bunch of damage to him in one go. That would have been a smarter play there, but I thought, no, I'll risk it and try and sort of build back up and hit him again and maybe get that card later. But yeah, not to be. Oh well. Let's see what sort of cards would we have had there. The next one I would have drawn just would have been a single punch, so that wouldn't have helped much. Apocalypse had Celestial Energy Manipulation. You must gain 2 wild tokens at the end of your turn. Turn this card face down and it gives you a wild. So he's got a lot of these cards where he himself is allowed to do something really splashy, but then it sort of hurts your team afterwards because you don't get any benefit from his previous card. So he's a real interesting character as well. Yeah. Here's an interesting one, Susan in Sunshine. So each other hero, villain, and henchman in your location takes double damage until your next turn. So if I could have moved Legion in and done some damage, I could have been doing double damage to Mojo as well. So yeah, interesting. Well, I liked that one. He didn't. So Mojo didn't get all the way up to his super show there, but he did enough to weaken me and then taking me out with that Slaper view. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that showed you the some of the real sort of chaotic missions you can get if you mash all these like really super weird characters, especially from the promo sets together. Yeah, well done. Congratulations to Mojo on a battle well fought there. I hope that was long enough and still showed you enough to sort of make that an interesting and worthwhile playthrough to watch. And also shows you that I promise I try not to manipulate these so I win every time, even though the last couple that I've won, I think they've all been questionable victories because there's always been something that I'm sort of getting a little bit technically wrong with the rules and the sort of passage of play. I'm sure, again, with all the confusing stuff going on in this battle, there were probably a few things I got wrong there. Feel free to sort of mention if you saw anything that I got wrong, or if you thought I sort of ripped myself off somewhere and I maybe could have been in a stronger position. I know there was a lot of silly plays I probably made, but if there were any sort of technical rules I got wrong that would have affected things, feel free to let me know if you spotted anything. And vice versa, if there was something that sort of kept me alive longer than I should have been, yeah, let me know as well. Yeah, really interesting game there. I really enjoyed that. I'm thinking if I do another one, I'm not sure when I'll be able to do my next video, but I'd like to maybe try out some real classic stuff. So maybe a gold and blue team members, so maybe put together like an Iceman, Gambit, Colossus sort of thing, or like Rogue or Psylocke, some of those characters together against maybe something pretty classic like Mr. Sinister or the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants or something like that. So that's what I'm hoping to do next. So if that sounds interesting, let me know in the comments. And just want to say thank you to everyone. I think I recently hit a thousand, sorry, slow down here. Hit, I think, 100 subscribers, or just sort of past 100 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has come across this channel and not just immediately flicked away when you saw how crummy everything looks with the photography and everything, or the camera work and all the rambling. And it's good to know that at least this has been helpful for some of you who are probably yearning for some Marvel X-Men sort of stuff, and any of you who have watched my previous unboxings and that sort of stuff as well. So hopefully you find something worthwhile watching these videos. Yeah, I'm just sort of doing this for fun. It's just something I picked up during some of the pandemic stuff a couple of years ago, sort of teaching myself how to do some video editing and that sort of thing for the classroom as well, because I'm a teacher by trade. So yeah, this is not really this channel is not really supposed to be anything other than just something sort of fun and just a muck around sort of hobby sort of thing. So I really appreciate all the people that have still found something worthwhile here and enjoy coming back to it. So and thought it was interesting enough to hit the subscribe button. So thank you very much to all those people. And I'm trying to sort of get better with my setup and just with the way I sort of run the videos, and I'm really surprised that actually the gameplay videos have taken off a little bit too. So you know, I really hope you're enjoying these, and they're not too rambly, and they're easy enough to follow. Yeah, if you got any advice for me, anything you'd like to see different or that sort of thing, I can't again promise that I'm going to be able to put any of this stuff into practice, because again, this is really just a little side project. I get quite busy during the week with school and that sort of thing, but yeah, if there's any advice you guys have got, or you want to see something different, you know, I'll at least have a look at the comments and have a think about it, and see if I can incorporate any of your suggestions or requests. And yeah, until next time, happy gaming. All those people, I think I think Europe, I think at least, are starting to receive their X-Men games. So I hope you're tearing into those and exploring all the different missions and different combos you can put together, and hopefully we'll see some good quality videos coming up from other YouTubers and that sort of thing as well. You know, in the meantime, I'm happy to try and put together a few more videos for those of you waiting a few more weeks, maybe in the States and some other places as well. So really, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. It's a game where I didn't think that there was a lot of gameplay initially. I sort of slept on it for the first round, and I backed everything this round. I only sort of had the base box for a while sort of thing. But yeah, it's really sort of impressed me with just the fun, and it's a game you can get out easy. You know, set it up pretty quickly, plays pretty quick enough that I can still do a video here, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. So yeah, good luck, happy gaming, and catch you next time. Maple Monkey out. Bye guys.